Alright, fellas, we're back on our Pokemon Masters video for the kit reaction for Academy Gladion and Porygon-Z. Alright, looking like a good character. We'll see. I don't know why I said that. I don't know what his kit looks like. He looks like a cool character, though. Cool outfit. That's all I can say. I also like Porygon-Z. So let's see. Let's hope he's good. He's Strike and Tech. Ooh. Damage dealing normal type. Alright, sure. Let's look like level 150 here. 800 HP. Very good special attack. Alright. Defenses suck, but he actually... Okay, yeah. I mean... Good stats. And, okay. Sure. All right. I'm not gonna get used to that. Hyper Beam. All right. Yep. Already starting off strong, literally. Wow. Okay. We know how Hyper Beam works. We love Hyper Beam. It's great. Hyper Beam Z. Ooh. 300 power, 360 max, normal, hits all enemies, 2 gauge. Activates whenever the team's sync pair uses the sync move once, deactivated when used, so it's one of those every sync cycle moves. Never misses, power of the moves not lowered for multiple targets, reduces sync countdown by 1, applies free moves next, and increases special moves next by 2. Very basic, but pretty strong. Let's always consider, he's not going to have any super effective typing, but I'm honestly don't fucking care. At this point, no one really cares about super effective typing. Outside of damage challenge, of course. Gets full marks, special attack by 4, crit by 3, sync countdown by 1. Okay, solid. And recover. Very simple so far, but very good. I mean, sure. Memory emulator. Changes the type of the user's moves to that of the... Okay. Out of curiosity, I'm going to assume this is only for the enemy you are actually... I know it says target, but like I'm assuming it's only the target you are actually targeting. Because this is an AoE move. If you have multiple typed enemies, does that hit for all of their weaknesses, or does it just hit for whoever you are actually like physically selecting? That is something interesting to think about. Oh my god, though, that's busted. Attack program. Powers up Hyper Beam and never misses. Wow, 50% Hyper Beam buff. That is... What is on type? Is it 100% power buff? I mean, it's a 50%. Wow. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. We got breakneck. Okay, whatever. Recovery program when powers up the user's sync move when its HP remaining is at half or more. Reduces MP for the user recovered by 1 and restores HP by 50% when it drops to half or below. Yeah, I mean, how much? HP above half, 90% sync power. Again, of course, he's got no like any multiplier. If he was Tech Strike, it'd be better, but like, yeah, he looks like a more updated version of Palmer, but without zone and HP restrictions. I mean, so far, he's just gonna hit really hard. I mean, for you normal type lovers, I mean, I like normal type, but I like Palmer more just because I like Palmer, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, so far, it's just super basic, but super good. Changes to the enemy's weakness, and it's not like one of the biggest weaknesses of Savali, even though it's not a massive issue in a lot of like the hardest fights and like fights you'll use them in like maybe Champion Stadium, and a few legendaries it's not a problem, but like the thing with Savali is changing its type, you only get one usage of the trainer move, which changes it to, you know, the weakness type, right? And he doesn't get NPR on it, which I think would have been a good thing for his grid. Granted, I would not really be willing to change what he got here on his grid because his grid is so good, but it's like you only get to change your weakness type once, or your type to match the enemy's weakness type once, right? So you cannot do it infinite times, and you cannot change it if the enemy changes their weakness. Porygon-Z does not care about that. Porygon-Z will change its type to be what, like, for this move, to be whatever your current weakness type is, which is obviously stupid strong. And it's 300 power, no split damage. He's got multipliers. Granted, this is on only Hyper Beam, and this is only on the sync move, so it's not directly powering up this move. But we'll have to see, right? I mean, we get a normal zone, a normal zone setter, we get normal type rebuff eventually with maybe the normal arc suit whenever that happens. We get ourselves EX normal zone. We'll see. Let's see what he got in the grid, though. 1 out of 5, Dauntless, about it. 2 out of 5, he gets Master Killer and Recover and NPR. I mean, I guess that's... that even... Wait. Master Healer's not even useful outside of, like, Stadium when you'd have the half ally HP or, like, half healing parameter, because He drops to half. He drops to half and he heals at 50%. That's not going to tick Master Healer, I'm pretty sure. And it's not like you would actually be able to use Recover. And if you do get to use Recover, like you slot in Recover as you're healing your HP, you know, you're healing like 20 to 30% or something like that. You're not using this Master Healer. Okay. Literally a useless tile on him. But, I mean, NPR could be good if you heal like when you're above half. I don't know. That's pretty iffy. I don't know. Like, sure, I guess it's an option. Anyway. Gauge refresh on the buddy move, sure. Get full marks NPR. I guess if you need +6, and you also want some extra sync countdown, sure. Gobsmack on Hyper Beam. Why? Gotta let it kick on the trainer move for some gauge. Gauge refresh on Hyper Beam 3. And then combo freebie. Ooh, combo freebie's not bad. Yeah, one of his bigger issues it seems to be right now is probably just gauge. I mean, supports obviously can help fix that and stuff, so it's not going to be a massive issue for him, I would say. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. Yeah, the good gauge. I mean, gauge stuff for him at 2 out of 5. It's about what you would expect, par for the course, and it's solid enough. 3 out of 5. He gets himself the sync tiles. It's super. So he gets one of a kind interference whenever he uses the buddy move. Basically, sure, I guess. Okay, buddy move 30% power buff. Curious, okay. There we go, Gladion. You started to worry me a little bit, guy. Okay. Trainer move ramp up, sure, I guess. Opponent special defense down, sync move up by 50%. Sync move special boost. And then we had the combo freebie. Ooh, Hyper Beam 50 power. Alright. Let's see. Sync move powered up by 90% when he's above half. 50% buff here. Sync move's gonna be hitting a little low, I would imagine. Like, I don't think his sync move's gonna be stupid strong or anything. Target special defense is lowered. Wait, am I crazy? How does he... Okay, am I stupid? Because I don't know how he debuffs special defense. Did I just not read it in one of his... Oh, right there. Okay, yeah, I just skipped the tile. Okay, Hyper Beam hit special defense down. That's good. I mean, that is legitimately good. Okay, sure. I think his sync move's damage is a little bit low, but you're going to want to use... You don't have to. His sync move could be kind of valuable, though, because you can get this and then boost that into this move here. And the fact that this move is constantly on type without any conditions is really strong anyway. Furious Brain plus super duper effective 3. And then you can either give him Crit Strike 3 if you want to power up both Hyper Beam and Hyper Beam Z, or you could give him super duper effective 5 as like a lucky skill from the tower game mode. Or super powered, I guess. But if you know, I would, Crit Strike 3 or super duper effective 5. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be hitting pretty hard for sure. I don't think he's like busted crazy Omega strong or whatever, but I think he can definitely be good. I think now that I think about it, one of the bigger issues he might face, is the fact that this is very I mean, well, you can make the setup work, I guess. Like, it would really depend. But he's very likely not gonna have anything related to weather, zone, rebuff, or anything like that to power up this move. Right, the Hyper Beam. Unless like it works under normal zone and still gets that 50% or whatever extra buff for being on type. Like, if that's the case, then great. But it's unlikely. It'll change. Like, imagine you're going against a fighting type enemy, right? It's gonna be hard to bring normal zone to buff him, even though you probably won't even end up doing that. I don't know. We need a better normal zone setter, right? Farmer's not bad, but like kind of could use a better option. Right. Well, hold on. Do we actually have? I'm sorry, but I don't actually legit. Yeah. Okay. So it's just you. Yeah. Sure. I guess. Whatever. And then I think some characters on Super Awakening, like Annabelle, I think maybe can do it. I know she does with the EX roll. No, she just does with the EX roll. Wow. Okay, Annabelle. Sure. You do it? No. Palmer's got better. You do it, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. This guy does it. If you have him Super Awakened, that is. Yeah, the point is that's the iffy part about him is like you're gonna maybe want normal zone to buff like hyper beam and the sync damage, but then you also want like the regular zone or weather effect for like whatever type you're facing with this move. Fighting isn't nearly as bad. Like there's a few types that are not that bad to handle because they've got good rebuff setters or like the arc suit characters, right? Like you run him with like the flying arc suit or whatever, it's gonna be good. Or like the fire arcs, whatever, right? Like you can make it work. But at the same time, like on those teams, you would just better want a synergizer. So it's like you want to run like normal zone probably with this guy, but then this move doesn't get the buff from normal zone. That's my big thing on like why I might be a little bit iffy with him. He looks good though. Looks solid for sure. Like he's definitely gonna be doing good damage as a normal type. Like he's gonna be hitting hard across all things, right? He works well probably with someone like Champion Rosa as well, who can buff Psychic and Fighting. So if you're fighting Psychic or fighting weak enemies, then well, Gladion's got the rebuff from her to work with. And, if you ended up picking up, I don't know why I'm using Rosa as an example, but, there is specific cases. If you ended up picking up her tile here, you can turn Field Plan to Psychic Terrain and Fighting Zone and stuff like that and kind of play around with him a little bit more. But again, at the same time, maybe you want to run him with a normal zone setter in. That's either Larry with his Super Awakening or Norman Palmer, who is not bad. Palmer's not bad, but also he's very physical leaning. So it's like you want to bring like a physical enhancing support, which Rosa can do both. Just as an example of Rosa, but also at the same time, like you could bring like a defense debuffer that could benefit Norman. Now I accidentally called him Norman on that. Okay, whatever. But you can bring like a defensive debuffer that could help him a little bit better, or use characters that could benefit from his defensive debuffs, right? Just as an example of like not really wanting to mesh the variation in types too much, but at the same time that could also be a good thing, hitting on both offenses on both offensive fronts could be good for some stages like Thornton, who is basically his whole gimmick. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it in like a realistic way. You're going to have to build some fun teams around the guy, but that's probably the bottom line. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So that's overall my thoughts though on Gladion and Porygon-Z. He looks pretty fun. I don't know how great he will be, but he does look fun for sure. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Academy Gladion down in the comments below. See you later. Hope you enjoyed. Peace. I don't know why I said that twice. Whatever.